What's up, Sovereign Academy? My name is Soma. I'm based in Portland, Oregon right now. Also have roots in Hungary due to my mother and citizenship there. I go back every summer and definitely have a good spirit and a portion of me that's really associated with that European vibe. I've been a musician for the last 7 years, and I've become more of a songwriter about 2 months ago, and at the moment I'm really going through a transition in my life of a career switch, but also suddenly a lot of spiritual shit has been hitting me, and it's just crazy. I'm going through a lot right now that I can't really explain to myself or to anybody else. It's really weird. I'm just sort of going on this ride, forward moving, and so I'm taking sort of a pause from music. I still write music every day, but in terms of my career and whatnot, I'm definitely putting a pause on it. And through songwriting, in the next few years, I definitely hope to make more network and money, and work on my skill as well by writing songs for other people in the industry, other big artists. And everything that I do in the future is really, in essence, for the betterment of society, and wanting to find different ways of connecting people and using all of these great ideas and dreams and visions we have, and really bringing them to reality, and compromising the best out of all the different perspectives we all have, because everybody has something that somebody else doesn't have, and so it's so important that we all connect and network. I'm a pretty spiritual person, but in nothing do I ever get one-sided, because I do know that there's truth in both sides always, and especially in the music industry today, I feel like a lot of it is stuck right now, and in most big industries, everything on the mainstream is pretty much in the gutter, in a sense. I mean, there's definitely a percentage of good in every area, everywhere, but I think soon, moving into the future, especially with my being pretty young, I definitely see a lot of changes coming about, and me sitting, meditating, and meditating metaphorically, also literally, on how to approach this, and get a feel for really how things are going to play out in the next 100 years on our planet, and what are the things that are really going to last, and in terms of ideologies and things we create, and whatnot, and what are things that are going to slow us down and just be momentary, because it's really important to associate with the ones that are right, and make the most sense. I've really been around a lot of musicians all my life, mostly like singers, producers, and rappers, but I've always had an entrepreneurial essence and drive within me, and I think it would be really cool to go to Sovereign Academy, because I'm a pretty sensitive person to my environment, and being surrounded by driven people in all areas, I think would be amazing, and I would come away with a lot of drive and new ideas. Some from your affiliates who are from the music industry, also just all areas, because I don't see myself just as a musician. I see myself as a person, a entrepreneur, somebody who's in all areas, really trying to help out everybody. And right now, I'm trying to simplify my life as much as I can to really understand the truth of who I am and what's happening, and then that way I can slowly add on different things, because for years, about 4 years, I just overloaded myself with so many things. I really saw how far I could go in the industry and in the world and within myself and whatnot, and really overwhelmed myself, and that slowed me down so much. and now I'm really trying to get rid of all that that heavy matter around me in my mind, and then slowly add things back up as I go on. But yeah, I had 3 albums released with CD Baby, which is pretty cool because one of your affiliates was the CEO of CD Baby. I thought that was pretty cool. I now work with DistroKid, but also I'm not going to be releasing music for a while. But I've released 5 projects and over all platforms, and I take my career very, very seriously. My sound as well, it's crazily out of the box. As I was saying earlier, I believe in mix and matching different things from all sides. So I really believe in having a mainstream, catchy sound while talking about truths and things that really do pull us together and whatnot. Because if it's one or the other, it's not good. One's going to be way too cliche in the new poppy eyes of speaking too much truth, and that's cheesy, that's too childlike or whatever. And then one's just going to be negative and too catchy and not saying anything truthful and not bringing us into a good mind state that allows us to keep living on and dreaming in our own worlds, in our own things and ideas. Both my parents are part-time psychologists. My mother is also a dancer and painter, and my father raised me on organic agriculture. He's really, really into farming and knows so much about food and just the simplicity of wholesome food, and how simple it is to just eat good food from earth versus all of these things that people and companies or whoever adds into all these foods that are really pushed in our faces these days. And it's another area of the whole spectrum of things I would like to go into. Is I'm really interested in creating a fast food chain in the future of really cheap, wholesome food that tastes really good, and especially placing them near high schools and youth, because and slowly starting to educate people, but obviously not putting it on the forefront at the beginning, because it's going to be a slow process moving into the future of how we introduce concepts of true human good things for us as humans, in a way that seems cool and trendy and new and whatnot. So I'm really interested in that, and really learning a lot more about being an entrepreneur, or just somebody who's driven and really wanting to move forward in the world and really be behind the industry, really be making big changes in the world and helping other people out with whatever I can do. I'm always there for anybody. I'm always interested in counseling. I'm very into giving advice for people based on how I feel about their situation and what would work right. I have a good feel for that. There's a lot of things that I don't really understand why, but I am just naturally gifted at, especially working with a lot of people. But being an artist and musician, has pulled me down in a lot of ways as well. I mean, as well as moving forward with my skill and my talent, which is insane. It's skyrocketed in the last few years. It's also, put a lot of dark energy around me and stuff, which now that I'm stepping out of that zone, I've definitely noticed that. And what's really cool is I really, my body and essences that I can't see with my 2 eyes really sense if something's off and isn't working, and then they create ways of pushing me out of those zones, making me move forward and whatnot. So that's sort of what I'm doing right now. I'm in a transition of some sort of something. I'm just waking up I think on a spiritual level, but also socially I'm just super different and weird, and I never was really like that, even though I love humans and just, well, okay, living things and connecting ideas and making other people feel good. That's like the best feeling in the world, is when you can give some service or words of truth, and make somebody else happy. I think that's the best thing you could ever do on this planet. It's beautiful. Yeah, I've really always had a mindset for long term. And on one side of this, that really took me out of the present moment, and got so many ideas down on what I could do in the future with what I'm capable of. But that, as I said, took me out of the present moment, and so now I'm sort of learning to combine the two, being able to be aware of the future, and every move that I make is conscientious about the long term and what's happening with us on this planet, with me on this planet, but also, you know, being in the present and being happy and joyful about, you know, right now and where we are, and, you know, seeing the good in everything. Also, I was going to say that I'm going to be in Europe either way this summer, so it would be pretty cool to go back out to Lithuania. I was just there, well, not in Lithuania, I was in the Baltic states. I was in Latvia and Estonia and Finland this summer, backpacking by myself, and I got to see that part of the world due to a friend who lives out there. And so yeah, I'm gonna be out there anyway, and I think it's pretty cool that I found you guys, because there's definitely a reason for that. I didn't just, you know, I don't just stumble along cool things like this. I mean, I do, but if if I do, then they normally are for a reason. I don't just let them pass. So I'd definitely like to take this opportunity and send this pitch to you guys. I'm still pretty young in a lot of areas. I'm with open eyes. I really am very interested in a lot of ideas people have, and am willing to give whatever I can to the world and to people who need it. And I also have a really deep old soul sense to me, for a lot of different things, specifically with the music industry. And I'm also, of course, willing to offer that whenever is needed. Once again, my name is Soma. I am 19 years old and based in Portland, Oregon. That's just the things. It doesn't really matter. It's more about who I am and who y'all are, and you guys seem pretty cool as fuck. And yeah, looking forward to connecting with you guys this year or next year or whenever. I'm really gonna be pushing forward every single day, especially through the next 10 years. You know, there's gonna be a lot of things happening for me either way, and you know, it'd be really cool to connect with you guys, and see where we match with different things, and work off of each other, and, you know, share good energy. Yeah, all right, peace, love and blessings. All right, talk soon.